And like Jay said on social media, it's like, okay, yeah, hashtag cancel Disney Plus, but have you seen WandaVision? Like shit like
Yeah,
people are
right.
just gonna forget
It's not
cool
even
shit
it's
like
not even
that.
about seeing WandaVision.
Right,
You gotta want to see the next episode. So all right, cancel it then, dumbass. You're gonna be
right,
over a 7 episode whack
yeah,
ass acting. Y'all, man, y'all just
not happening. But we watched it though, because we're not canceling Disney Plus, so we saw that.
yeah.
So I know last week we had a couple of mez, and I would say that I think the hype has gone down a little bit. Don't know if I know why, because I thought this was another really cool episode.
I
Just to
just want to say
see,
I was right about something again.
you were.
And you guys are potentially wrong about one of your theories.
That is correct.
I'm curious.
I think there's a fair amount of misdirection here, but
I yelled. I was like, I was right, and I was just like, what the fuck? It was shut up and let us watch this. I'm like,
well, I always start with you, Jelly, because you're the Wanda fangirl. So spoiler alerts. What did you think? What were you right? What's going on?
So, obviously it's in the next kind of like time frame. It kind of gave me like
Malcolm in the Middle.
Malcolm in the Middle feel. And I'm just like, oh. So that was interesting. You could see the personality between the two boys. The one thinks the other is a doofus and he's the cooler twin. And, you see a little bit of the interaction with the brother, who is kind of trying to take the role of, hey, I'm the cool uncle, I got the kids. And it kind of starts off with, Vision kind of being weird, and Wanda's like, what are you doing? He's like, I gotta do this. You go, do stuff with them. Yeah. And she goes and hangs out with her brother, and because I still don't understand that part, but whatever.
I have a theory for that, by the way.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely talk about that. There's a lot going on there.
There's a lot. And as this is going on, we go back to, would you call that one soldier guy who's in charge?
Oh yeah, it was Hayward McShitty face
or something.
Hayward McShitty face. Yep.
We kind of see, him taking over and kicking everybody out, and it's
ultra
like
shitty face.
Yeah.
Mega super ultra shitty face over here. And we I got lost. Hold on.
McShitty face.
Because then I was remembering about Darcy, because I like her, but we'll go back to that later. But they sneak back in and they're looking at shit because they're trying to figure out what Mr. McShittyface is doing. And they realize he's been, keeping track of, all the residents and Vision.
Decaying vibranium.
Right. So decaying vibranium, does that mean, obviously he's quote unquote dead? Does that mean he's slowly deteriorating inside as well?
That's interesting because, yeah, I thought that too. Like, decaying vibranium. Does vibranium decay?
Right. So then that kind of made me think of that.
Like
yeah, but it's not like he's...
But he's a synthezoid, though.
He's like vibranium. He's... All right, so put it like this. It's like Wakanda's clothes.
The Kevlar, it's like blended with material.
Well, no, I'm not saying his outfit. I'm saying himself. He's...
Well, I mean, his outfit
like
is
intermeshed.
Blended. Okay.
You know what I mean? So
right.
I think what's decaying, what would make it decay is it was connected to
cells,
like skin type stuff. They made him.
Yeah, that Cho, that Dr. Cho, yeah, she had that synthetic skin that she was working with there.
So, we see the residents, and he's like, some of these are barely moving.
Right.
Which, to my point, that she can't control everyone, like we were talking about last time. Like, the people that you're not seeing are probably like sleeping or something like that. In this episode, we see a bunch of kids, and Vision kind of goes off on his own, and he's like seeing glitched people. Ladies, like,
do you see her like tears coming from her eyes?
yeah, I
Right,
started like trying to not cry, because it was just like, and you see the tear drip, and it's like, oh, that was so sad. And then the brother somehow knows what's up and is like, hey, so how'd you do this? So I'm starting to think that McShittyface somehow sent him in, like trying to like probe for information or something. And she tells him, I don't know how, I just felt alone, and then all of a sudden, this. But, part of that doesn't make sense, because obviously we seen in the one episode that she broke in and got Vision. Like, was she under some sort of spell that she doesn't even remember going and getting him?
Oh no, I think I think that we're gonna find out that the whole thing that even fucking started this was McShittyface was dissecting Vision. She found out about that shit and said, "Oh, hell to the no," and then, bam.
She even mentioned, she was like, I was so alone and I just felt like I lost everything.
And
then
think about
that.
Right, think about going into a lab and then
Maybe,
fuck. Oh, here's my husband or whatever, fucking in pieces. That could have caused the whole thing.
Because obviously, like, why was he like we talked about this last week, of why was he a part? Why was he, not a whole thing? He's telling her, you're going against his will, blah, blah, blah. But, like, he would have been married somewhere then, not in pieces.
Right.
She didn't leave him in pieces. No, he was not in pieces. He only had his little jewel thing taken out of his head.
I wonder if we might see them, like, taking his body from her, because we don't know, like, where his body went after the movies.
Right.
Like, I wonder if Adam was trying to bury, they take him from him or from her, and then she goes in, and that's how she sees him. And then she's like, no.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it could be damage control.
Well,
I mean, that's what
the other
they
thing
do.
about it is he died in Wakanda. So how did
why
is he not in Wakanda?
Why was he not in Wakanda?
Yeah, why can they not repair him in Wakanda?
Either.
Because remember, Shuri was trying to find a way to take the stone's powers and give him artificial intelligence without the stone.
Yeah.
Right, to keep his personality and whatever else. And that, obviously they got interrupted. So it is very interesting, like, how that lab even got possession of him.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see it. Well, I guess I'm not sure, but I hope so. Because that is an interesting question.
I really want to see her lose her shit. Come on.
Right.
It's happening.
We seen, Vision tried to leave, and then the boys start getting their powers, which the one, is running fast, and the other one has some sort of telepathy.
Speed and Wiccan, I believe.
And the part with Agnes is what I wanted to bring up. He oofs her out of her thing, and she's, hey, are you an Avenger? You're dead.
Yeah.
And he puts her back in. So that means she was under something.
Right.
Which probably means she's not whoever you guys kept theorizing her as.
Agatha Harkness.
Yeah. I don't know, but the way that she was saying too, like when he did that, you're dead, like she was intentionally freaking out. So I think it's still a coy, because when he put her back in, she magically, see you later, and just like move forward. Like that part just went a little too smooth after.
Well, you got to turn around because you can't go past Ellis Avenue, which
Yeah.
of course Vision did, and that was a crazy scene.
That was nuts.
Oh
That's
yeah,
pretty crazy.
and my poor Darcy, because they done handcuffed her to the car.
Yeah, that dude's a dick.
Mr.
McShitty face?
McShitty
Yeah,
Yes.
douche face.
Yeah.
Pissed
She's
me
like,
off.
oh, did she say oh poop or oh, what did she say?
I thought so.
She said
Actually,
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, I know I ridiculed her on our last episode, but I will say on this episode I didn't get the, snappy comeback. She was actually doing some like cool shit, and so I'm starting
Now
to
she might have powers.
appreciate the character. Well, no, not Darcy. Monica Rambeau will
she
get
was already
powers.
through the.
But remember, Darcy
portal
just
twice.
got hit with it, so she might.
Right.
Something could come out of this.
I think the difference. I think the major difference between okay, so technically, the way I looked at it, when they brought the drone back in, drone was still glowing with Wanda's magic.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So
'Cause she-
when Monica got pushed out the hex or whatever, she had the magic on her. So not only did her atoms or whatever, her genes or whatever they said get
Her whole DNA
cells or
got
whatever
rewritten. Yeah.
got rewritten or whatever going in, but when she came out, which did it again, she had the magic on her. So overall, at the end of the day, Wanda got her powers from the Mind Stone, right? No, Space Stone,
A Tesseract.
Tesseract, and so did Carol. Oh, and Wanda is manipulating what she's doing with, I'm guessing, Tesseract powers.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So there you go. You got Photon, aka
Yeah.
Ms. Marvel.
Yep. That's gonna be
Going
sweet.
crazy.
This is the same thing to me. That's the way I looked at it.
Yeah.
I don't
So-
think she'll be the only one.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. We'll
The
see.
hero, like, oh, I get what's okay. I get it now.
I think there's a
That's where
couple
the
things going. I briefly
mutants
mentioned
are going to be.
remember when they said I have somebody who's smart enough to get us in there?
Mm-hmm.
They've been teasing airspace, aeronautical engineers. I wonder if we might see our big cameo as Reed Richards coming soon.
I think that's very possible. I think that's obviously though, so I don't know. Like, I really am waiting because, like, even with the whole Mephisto thing, like, they could really do something to where it's not Mephisto, and just like so there's a lot that went on in this episode for sure. This is of course the Halloween episode, so we all got to see. It was, I don't know, I just thought it was really cool. We've got the Scarlet Witch, the Vision, Wiccan, Speed, all running around.
was
Quicksilver, all running around in their comics.
Fucking hair gelled.
Yeah, which so.
Oh,
And so Quicksilver is like looking like Mephisto to me though. So, and he's calling the twins demon spawn, which they are shards of Mephisto's soul. So that's. But let me ask you guys. I want to make sure I'm in the right mind here. Do the twins look alike to you?
No.
really?
Could Wanda be manipulated and seeing them as twins and we don't? I don't know if I'm looking in too deep, but they keep on calling them the twins, and I'm like,
I mean, not all twins are identical, though.
I mean, look at Quicksilver and Wanda. They don't look alike.
but they're okay, but they're the boy and girl twins, which that makes sense that they're not going to be identical. So okay,
But
well,
even male and male twins are not always identical.
Remember the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, Daniel DeVito?
right.
Like, that actually can happen.
I was not aware that you can have twins that look separate. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, very well.
Because what happens is, so identical twins are from the same egg that splits off into two.
Okay.
Other twins are from two separate eggs that get fertilized at the same time.
The more you know.
So
And
when they
these
say you
kids-
can't get pregnant twice, you actually
These kids
can.
are magic, so
Yeah. Oh, totally. No. They're totally like Wanda can't control them. Wiccan has his mother's powers. Speed has his uncle's powers. And they're totally setting up the new Avengers here, by the way, if you didn't know that. The new Avengers is coming. We've got Wiccan, we've got Speed.
they're like, this time we need to get kids, so then we could do the franchise for 20
Right.
years instead of 10.
Right, exactly. Hey, it's a good move. It's a good move.
Don't want
you
to get
got-
a 39-year-old.
Yeah.
Can we just say how hot she looked inside her comic accurate costume? Like, come on.
She looked adorable.
Yeah.
And I was
You know,
gonna
I
make the
will say that-
costume until Valheim happened all week, and then I didn't actually make the costume. So I'm a little disappointed at myself because I knew it was coming. I knew that this one was gonna be this week, and I'm like, I'm gonna make this. I have all the stuff. I have the plans. I have the patterns. I already bought the fabric like months ago. I have the wig. I'm gonna make this, and then it was like, I just sat here and played this game all day for the whole week. And it was like, oh shit, I forgot to do the thing.
Day for the whole week. Oh, you're so funny.
Yeah,
Do
that's
it.
epic.
Yeah, do it.
What did we think about their excuses for the costume? So she was a Sokovian fortune teller. He's a Mexican wrestler. And they didn't even bother to explain Wiccans. And Speed was just doing what his uncle did, which was a Quicksilver. What did we think about that?
Wiccan, I thought explained what he was. He's like, I'm this. And then
I don't
He
remember if he
I
did.
can't remember what he said.
he did say something, but I can't,
Now that you
because
mention
then
it.
the other twin's like, oh, that's because you're the doofus or something like that.
Yeah.
And that's why he was dressed like his uncle.
You're right. He probably did. I think I remember. I just don't remember what. But yeah, that's cool. And that was really cool and fun about the Halloween episode. And so we see a lot of kids now.
Kick-Ass.
What's that?
The kick-ass reference.
Yeah,
Which-
yeah.
It's funny because both Quicksilvers were actually buddies in that film.
So let's talk about that. You mentioned both Quicksilver. So we actually learned something that's really kind of significant here. Well, I don't know if it's significant, but so this is Pietro that we know from the MCU, but he looks like the Quicksilver from the Fox universe. We know this because he says, hey, last thing I remember is getting shot like a dog in the street, and then I hear you calling me. By the way, their accents went away. Which
that was part of yeah. What happened to yours?
I think he couldn't pull it off. That's why.
Yeah. Well, that's why they originally stopped Elizabeth Olsen after her first. They're like, yeah, you're just talk normal.
It is kind of a little. I don't know. I understand that like she's supposed to be acting, and I'm not trying to be like super woke or whatever, but that'd be like me trying to do like an African accent and I'm just butchering it. And
Right.
overall, at the end of the day, like, yeah, I'm black, but like, come on, that's disrespectful to. You know what I mean? Like, I can't do it. So just,
Right.
just take the part out. and even when she does it, when she did it in the last episode,
That was good. I thought that
it was good, but like it just, I don't know. Like it was good because it showed. It was good. It was good as a plot device because it showed like how fucking serious she was. But when
Right.
she does it, it sounds terrible. So it was
Right.
Gina Carano. Sorry, I had to
On
throw that
Disney
one in
Plus.
And so Hayward McShittyface, by the way, finds a reason to try to exile Jimmy Woo, Monica Rambeau, and Darcy. But Yeah, our boy Jimmy, just like as soon as they got clear, he just fucked that dude up. And of course, Monica sees that. Monica
You guys
Rambeau.
didn't tell me the plan. And she's like, Darcy's coward. Like,
Hey, I don't think Monica Rambeau knew the plan, but she was like, "Oh, he's about that life. Okay, we're doing this."
I want this dude in the show permanently. Like,
yeah, he's good. He's a good character. Love it.
He's in the universe. He's got to be. He's gonna be the new director. The fuck.
Yeah. And so, and then you guys mentioned, obviously, so Vision convinces Wanda that he's on the neighborhood watch tonight. She finds out that's not true, but what we see is Vision is walking around, scoping stuff out. And what he discovers is basically the farther away you get from the center of town or Wanda, you know, Jelly mentioned this, the less animated the people are. And that's where he encounters Agnes.
Ma'am, are those your kids? Ma'am.
And you see the tear roll, which was definitely crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But he goes past Ellis Street, which is where you can kind of get out. But as
that
he's
kind of
leaving,
makes me wonder, though, like, so all these people are sleeping. Are they actually getting nutrition and things like that, or like, are they slowly starving?
I'm glad you brought that up. If you go back to the commercial, the kid was stuck. He couldn't open it because he was in repetitive.
That makes sense. Now I understand the commercial now, because it was funny because like my kids were watching it and they're like, "Oh, what's this?" They thought it was an actual commercial, and Hubs is like, "It's a fake commercial." I'm like, "Why'd you have to tell them? I wanted them to think this was a real thing, dumbass."
They did well though. That like late 90s, early 2000s, like yogurt commercials. That was fucking spot on.
You get the animal with the sunglasses. Hey, dude. But yeah, then he just fucking sits there and dies because he.
With that you know they're not getting anything. They're slowly dying because well, she can't control everyone, so she's just kind of like,
Yep.
Yeah, buddy. It was morbid as shit, but yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. It's
only survivors can eat. Like, what the fuck?
Yep. So yeah, I mean, just imagine all those people, malnutrition, starving, they're always in pain. So Vision, you know, he discovers that. He tries to get out. He does, but it's ripping him apart. Like, we're literally seeing him almost turn back into the corpse. And that's where Darcy blows her cover because she's concerned about him. Like, hey, fucking help him. He's telling him, hey, help the people, which was kind of cool. But then Wiccan, yeah. But of course, Wiccan, his, I guess, son, you know, senses this basically. And then so does Wanda. She finds out. And so she expands the hex. Like, by a lot, by the way. I was like okay,
a
you
lot,
could stop. Yeah, I was like, you could, what's this all about?
Like, I don't think she was able to control it after a point, because, you know, we see him go back in.
Yeah.
And it cuts off when it hits Darcy, so we don't even know if it stopped or if it just completely go. Like, it can go towns and towns, covering thousands.
Well, it kind of didn't it stopped, or did McShitty Face just end up driving fast enough? I figured it stopped. That's they got away from it.
Yeah,
I see.
Yeah.
Because Darcy was like, "Oh fudge," and then it cut off. Like,
I mean, they could have just showed it in the credits, you know, because the credits are 17 minutes long.
Yeah.
The credits are really effing long because my dumbass is waiting to see if there's something after them.
Right, though.
Okay, is there something? Is there? Oh, there's not something. Wait, there's a stop and there's different credits. Maybe there's something after this one.
Hey, no.
Well,
no. Yeah.
Fucking Marvel always has you sitting there waiting after credits because you're like,
yeah.
When there isn't shit like other franchises and other companies.
My dumbass forgetting that I have fast forward.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, you can do that.
Disney Plus has fast forward. Now that I think about it, we don't have that in live TV or movies. Why is our dumb asses not going forward through the credits? We're stupid and sitting there watching stupid ass things.
Yeah, exactly. We're just conditioned, in the
The
theater to
lights and the
just sit there.
colors, they be flipping around and doing the.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, I wonder
And
if
then the
something's
music changes for the second one, and you're like, oh,
Yep.
you're still watching the stupid things.
I do want to point something out though. Somebody mentioned time of the credits. That's funny that we have based off of the original director's announcement, this was going to be 6 hours worth of material. We've only hit about 3 hours and 15 minutes with 3 episodes left.
Are we
Yeah, I
gonna get like
saw.
a big episode?
We should.
Feige has confirmed the last 3 episodes will be an hour long each.
Oh,
Yeah, that'll make the wife
They're
happy.
doing Winter Soldier movie style for the end. And that's what I've been fucking
That
waiting
means
for.
shit's going
I'm
to
sorry,
hit the
these
fan.
last 2 episodes, except when they get real, are so mad. But there's one thing that I will say that I noticed in the Wiccan fourth walling, breaking the fourth wall. Nobody seems to pay attention to when he does that. It's just like a thing.
Oh, he did
But
it Malcolm
when
McDowell style where he's talking to the camera.
right, but everybody just carries on like, oh, it's normal, blah 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 blah. But he's not doing anything, which is how usually those fourth wall breaks work. But Petra or Peter, or I don't know what you want to call him.
That?
He recognizes that
Yeah.
he's doing that, and then that's when he goes and offers his assistance, which gave me some imposter vibes. And then McShitty Face is giving me imposter vibes too.
Yeah.
A whole part where when they tried to when he tried to kick out Monica and Darcy and first off, he was disrespectful as fuck. That was unprofessional as hell.
Yeah.
Which threw it off. Number one, and fucking Monica was like, "Nigga, what did you just say to me?" I thought she was about to beat his ass. I was like, "Girl, you better get that man." Just how all that's going. The connection that you made with why was Vision in pieces and like all this other kind of stuff like that. It's either we like Sword. Sword is good, right?
For the most part.
Yeah, for the most part, right? Exactly. Like,
so what you doing, fam? Why you doing some shit, fam?
yeah.
Now Shield would do shit like that too, but like I don't know. I felt like Shield was a little bit different. But I don't know. I'm getting some imposter vibes going down. There's gonna be some Scooby Doo ruse in a couple episodes. So
I
wonder.
feel like he's just kind of like a dick looking for control and power to do his own thing for his own advantages. But I do feel like he sent in Peter.
I mean, it's a good call.
Yeah, I mean, we never found out what happened to the beekeeper.
Yeah. Right, still, like, what happened to that beekeeper?
Yeah.
I still want to know that.
Oh, she rewound it, but does that mean that he went back? Or no, because he didn't have the
rope.
When they back, it was a jump
rope.
Rope.
It was a jump rope, and it wasn't connected to him anymore.
Mm-hmm. I wonder.
Yeah, you watch this whole goddamn series again.
I wonder if this influences what happens with Sword, because we talked about this before, but Far From Home takes place months later.
Mm-hmm.
D, and I know have you seen Far From Home yet, D?
Yeah, but I don't remember a whole lot of it, to be honest with you.
The after credits scene with Nick Fury.
With the Skrulls?
Shit. He's the director of Sword at that time.
Oh.
But this is months down the road.
He's a Skrull. Wasn't he a Skrull, though?
Nick Fury on Earth was. Nick Fury ship is actually him.
That's right, where he's in that chair on the beach. I gotcha. Mm-hmm. Right. Huh, interesting.
So it's like shit's just...
I think Nick Fury's been a Skrull since Wait, did he get dusted? Oh shit. Did he
Yeah,
get
because
dusted?
remember Maria Hill? That's when they called.
Oh yeah. So they got dusted. He came
But he
back.
still could have been a Skrull though, because remember she helped save them, so they were friends.
So I was watching a video. I've watched them all at this point, but I think his name is Spoiler Alert or Heavy Spoilers. Great fucking channel about Easter eggs. All of these movies, not all of these movies, a good number of these movies. One of the Easter eggs that he was talking about, I think in an Avengers one, is so since we know that Nick Fury was a Skrull at the end of
Far From Home.
Was it the end of Far From Home?
Yeah,
because that's when him and Maria had switched, whatever. That one stuff that he was saying to you can it gives it away based off of stuff that he was saying throughout that movie. So, the question that we beg or that's being begged is one. I forgot how long of a difference was Far From Home.
I think
It
it's like
was
6 or 7 months.
6 or 7 months. 6 or 7 months. Yeah. So he must have got back. They beat Thanos, and then that nigga dipped. But yeah. This is it's getting spicy, and I like it. But check out Heavy Spoilers because I like the way he breaks down some shit, and he's always like, if you find some more that I don't find, like let me know and I'll redo the videos or whatever. But those are I mean, most of them we already kind of know or whatever, but there's some surprising ones that are in there. It's pretty cool.
Guess I'm gonna rewatch everything again.
Yeah, that's what I did during COVID. I literally just finished Endgame a few days ago. Every goddamn time. Every time. I can't watch that movie, man. Every time. At the end of it, I just be every time. I can't watch
when I'm crying during movies, Hugs Always Turns. Are you crying? Yeah, I'm fucking crying. Dad.
Oh my god.
It is indicated.
Are you crying? I'm like having my pillow up here, wiping my eyes.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
Let me just cry during movies. This is why I watch movies by myself, because you're judging me for crying at movies.
That's the only time I really cry is movies. Like that. I watched Judas and the Black Messiah, or no, Judas and the Black Messiah Friday, and after because I know what happens, because Fred Hampton is one of my big heroes or whatever in history or whatever. And it was like 30 minutes in. Every time I knew some shit was about to happen, I'm just but then some real shit that it was shit in real life will happen. I'm just like,
yeah.
You just get angry in real life. You're just like,
yeah, right.
But it's like,
he does episode breakdowns.
Well, real quick, guys, before we get off to the end of the show here, real quick. In regards to WandaVision, we've heard that there's going to be a Luke Skywalker moment. I think it's a little bit impossible. I can't imagine anything that would have that impact, but nonetheless, we're supposed to get a Luke Skywalker moment. So, Volsker, let's start with you. Any ideas on who we're going to see in this Luke Skywalker moment?
So, I kind of mentioned Reed Richards, but I guess it depends how you look at it. Is it somebody already established, or is it new? Well, Fantastic Four don't exist, so while I still think this is going to generate the Fantastic Four, I don't think he's going to be the Luke Skywalker. I'm going to throw this out, and you guys might laugh. We haven't seen him in the movies since the original Avengers. Agent Coulson.
Oh, wow. Okay. I have not heard that. All right.
Isn't he dead?
No, because remember they resurrected him in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
No, but isn't he dead in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. though?
I mean,
they've been doing multiverse stuff, I thought.
it's not technically tied into everything. So I think.
Oh, that's true. That's
but
very,
then
very true.
You're speaking of
right. Good point.
multiverse, could be a different version.
Multiversal Agent Coulson. Okay, interesting. J100. Any what's your pick for our Luke Skywalker moment here? What do you? Any idea?
Hot take. I don't want to say this. This is what I think. Ready? Captain America.
Okay, Captain America. Makes sense. We've been hearing about these rumors of him returning to the role, and that would be very unexpected. I did not think of that either. So, okay. Wow, we got some good stuff here.
To say Robert Downey Jr.
I wanted to, but
I could see it. You were like,
yeah, I was waiting for that. I was waiting for that.
I wanted to so bad. When Dee asked the question, I'm like, I'm gonna say Robert, but then I was thinking about it like,
I mean, it's possible with her mind fuck. Like, he's one of the few that was close to her. Like, you never know.
He's the one that helped made Vision. Maybe she thinks that he could fix him to make him whole, to keep him out of her little bubble.
Interesting. Well, Jelly, what about you? You got any ideas for our Luke Skywalker moment?
Well, she keeps being mentioned over and over and over, and we don't know what happened to her. Where's our Captain Marvel? Where's Carol?
Yep.
Whenever she come in, she be fucking motherfuckers up. So would be very Luke Skywalker like.
Planet hopping and doing whatever between planets before. Like, we don't even know what she was doing before. Was she looking for the stones before? Is that what she was doing?
No, she was dealing with, because the snap since Earth was fucked up. She was saying in Endgame, because I just seen it. But she was saying in Endgame that there's more planets that all the other planets got snapped out too, and they're not doing it either. So was going around doing planet stuff, but
they don't have Avengers.
I don't know why I forgot about this, but I forgot about the scene when she comes in. I think they were like fighting or something.
The ship.
Thanos had just started doing the shooting stuff, and Peter was running with the glove, with the gauntlet, and she comes through and just
she goes right through his ship, and then
and then comes with Thanos. Boy, that's my scene. I don't care what the quartering says about Brie Larson. I love Brie Larson as Captain Marvel. That is a great movie. She is a great character. I don't know what the fuck these people are watching. They're just being haters and doubling down.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
That's it.
I think great movie. She's also pretty hot.
I have to watch that again too.
Now, too, at the end of that movie, she also mentions that there's other societies and civilization that needs help. So she's also, before the snap, helping people. That's why she was out.
And that's why Monica's mad at her, because she ain't never come back.
For what she
knows,
what it
seems
Monica was technically kind of gone.
Yeah,
right.
That's super
she
true.
Doesn't know she came back.
Hey, I'm home. You didn't save her. Credits.
Right. She was like, bitch, I beat Thanos. What you talking about?
God, he's just pulling that stone out.
Yeah, that was cool.
I would love to watch them fight. Oh, that was creepy. Sorry.
That was
a different kind of fight.
Yeah, I mean, it was still cool. Like he headbutted her, and she doesn't move. So yeah, he takes the Power Stone out. That was a really cool scene.
That was super dope.
That whole fucking fight scene, I could watch it over and over. That was just.
I can't, because I'm gonna cry at the end.
You took everything from me. I don't even know who you are.
Bam, boom, blah, wah, wah.
He would have been gone.
All right, Wanda, you get his ass. And then 3 weeks later, she's over here creating fucking.
Yeah. All right, so
Wrath of a Woman.
As for my pick of who our Luke Skywalker moment will come from, there's two people in mind. That's Magneto and Professor X, and I'm thinking it's going to be Professor X, though. Magneto is the more obvious choice, but I'm thinking that Professor X may need to be the one. McAvoy, I think they're going to bring. I think that this Evan Peters guy coming back is kind of a clue that maybe we're going to get some Fox recap or Fox people returning to their role.
And rumors are they did offer what's his face to come back,
Patrick Stewart, and he said no. Right. And James McAvoy is younger, and so I think he's going to be
on a 20-year run, bro.
Right. So I think he's going to come and he's going to have to kind of unfuck Wanda's head or do some Phoenix mind blocking that he does for Jean to keep her from going crazy with the Phoenix. So
I mean, I recently did see the snippet of him talking to Wanda in comic form. So that kind of does make sense of him going, hey, you need to stop this. Somebody shared it on Facebook.
The House of M, because correct me if I'm wrong.
I think
that's
so.
when the X-Men
in the comics.
He comes back to help because of the shit going on.
It's comic books. I thought you were saying you saw
a
WandaVision.
No, it was comic books.
Okay.
Because it was tied into what the we didn't.
Somebody done shared it on Facebook, and I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
I see what I like.
House of M series, like, I think anybody should fucking read it. Like, that was badass.
The funny thing is, when I was going through my comics, I found House of M comics.
Yes.
I was like, oh, look at this. Doom was on the front of one of them. I'm like, oh.
You know what really gets fucked in that whole art? Like, that whole storyline around Peter Parker, like, that just holds some weird shit where everything's perfect back in his life and nobody's dead, and it was like she fucked with everybody. Like, and Don can probably elaborate before we get to the rabbit hole. Like, she basically was trying to give everybody their desires of what they want or have lost. And so it was just really fucking depressing in some parts.
Yeah, but it went horribly wrong, though, because they snapped everything back to reality, and she's like, where's my fucking kids? Oh, we couldn't save them. What? No more mutants. Bam.
It's almost just like what Disney did, and they were like, no more Gina.
Yeah. Thanos snapped. I know. Did any of you see the video clip where they're like, where they showed the part from Deadpool 1 where Colossus is just fucking beating the brakes off of her character? I can't believe I haven't seen like someone put like the Lucasfilm logo on Colossus as he's like just beating the shit out of her. But anyway,
there you go. Put this shit on our Twitter, man. Get people joined.
Omega Level Nerd D Square here. I hope you enjoyed this little excerpt from our show, the Omega Level Nerds podcast. I really do appreciate you checking us out. If you like what you watched today, then please check us out. There is the link to the whole entire show, over an hour's worth of some nerdy goodness for you. So definitely hope you check it out. Well, thank you very much. As always, peace and love. We'll talk to you again soon.